Hello and welcome everyone. I'm your science teacher Himlita Chandulia. Students, today we are going to complete chapter number 12 of class 7 science, that is reproduction in plant. Students, in today's video we are going to discuss the exercise part of this chapter. In previous two videos we already had discussed this chapter. Okay, so let's begin today's session with question number 1. And what is question number 1, class? It is fill in the blanks. Read one by one and fill them. First one is the prediction of new individuals from vegetative parts of its parent. And we know किसी भी single parent के vegetative part से जो reproduction होता है, that mode is known as vegetative propagation. So here we will fill vegetative propagation. Okay, class 7th, write down here propagation. Read the next one. A flower may have either male और फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट्स. ठीक है, दोनों में से एक होगा, या तो फीमेल होगा या मेल होगा. सच फ्लावर इज कॉल्ड, यस, this type of flower is known as unisexual flower. Is that clear, everybody? Move to the next fill in the blank, and next one is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the same or another flower of same kind is known as pollination. Is that clear? So write down here pollination. Next one, the fusion of male and female gamete is termed as, everybody knows, it is known as fertilization. So we will fill fertilization. Okay, move to the next one, class, and next one is seed dispersal take place. Means of, yes, there are 4 means. I already told you in the chapter. We have to fill any 3. So first we will fill here wind, water and animal, or exclusion भी होता है. You can fill any of them. Okay, move to the next question, class, and next question is describe the different methods of asexual reproduction. Give examples. Students, I already told you what are the different methods of asexual reproduction. What are they? Vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, spore formation. So here we will discuss all of them and write all these methods in this question. Okay, the various modes of asexual reproduction in plants are as follow. First one is vegetative propagation. It is the ability of a plant to produce new plants from roots, stems, leaves and buds. And student, these parts are known as vegetative parts of a plant. Okay, further we will write vegetative propagation is divided into 2 types. Yes, I told you in the chapter कि vegetative propagation naturally होता है maximum time, but we are performing it artificially. That means we are doing it manually. Okay, so first we will write about natural vegetative propagation. This type of vegetative propagation occur easily in nature and involves simple vegetative parts. For example, you can write here potato plant sprouting from an eye is a common example. Okay, vegetative जो natural type है, is it clear? अब artificial vegetative propagation. This type of vegetative propagation is performed manually. Okay, generally occurs in the laboratory conditions. But मैंने आपको ये भी बताया था कि हमने हमारे गार्डनर को या मम्मा को या हमारे एल्डर्स को ये करते हुए देखा है वेजिटेटिव प्रोपोगेशन प्लांट्स के साथ. कैसे करते हैं? आई हैड गिवन यू द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ रोज़. ठीक है, रोज़ का हम एक स्टेम कट करते हैं और उसको मिट्टी में सॉ करते हैं. देन वी वाटर इट, वी प्रोवाइड मैन्योर इट, एंड देन इट डेवलप इनटू अ new plant. Is that clear? So here the formation of a complete plant from the stem cutting of a rose is a common example of this method. Is that clear, everybody? Fine. Move to the next one, and next one is budding. अब second हमारा method क्या है? Budding, and I had explained you budding in yeast. Okay. It involves the formation of a new individual from a bulb-like projection, which is known as bud. Okay, the bud grows and get detached from the parent to form a new individual. It is commonly observed in yeast. Class 7th, have a look on this diagram. You have to draw this diagram. What is this? This is budding in yeast. So you will write here budding in yeast. Okay, I had explained this diagram to you in the chapter. Okay, move to the next method, and next method is fragmentation. It is a form of asexual reproduction whereas a new organism is formed from the fragments of the parent body. That I had explained you in the algae, and we had taken the example of Spirogyra. Okay, it is the only mode of sexual reproduction in Spirogyra. इस नाम को याद रखना. Okay, move to the next one, and next method is spore formation. याद आया? Brad mold that I had given you the example. Many known flowering plants reproduce through spore formation. Spores are tiny cells protected by a thick wall. As they get favorable condition, they grow there. Okay. Fungi such as Brad molds reproduce asexually using this method. I hope all the 4 methods of asexual reproduction are clear to everybody. Move to the next question, class, and next question is explain what you understand by sexual reproduction. It is easy one because you already know that. Sexual reproduction is a process which involves the production of seeds. It requires 2 parents. Most plants reproduce sexually with the help of flowers because flower क्या है? Reproductive part है किसी भी plant का. Okay? The main function of a flower is to reproduce and therefore develop new seeds that can grow into new plants. Is that clear, everybody? Move to the next one, and next question is state the main difference between asexual and sexual reproduction. और जब भी हम differences की बात करते हैं class 7, I told you every time that you have to write down difference in tabular form. ठीक है, यहाँ भी हम क्या करेंगे? Table बनाएंगे. In first column we will write the asexual reproduction. In second column we have to write sexual reproduction. Okay. First, what is the difference? It requires only 1 parent, and in sexual reproduction it requires 2 parents. Fine. Second one, in asexual reproduction newly developed plants are identical to the parent. ये मैंने आपको बताया था क्योंकि जो asexual reproduction होता है इसमें सिंगल पेरेंट रिक्वायर होता है और जो न्यू डेवलप प्लांट होता है वो अपने पेरेंट प्लांट की कॉपी होता है क्योंकि सारे के सारे कैरेक्टर्स उसमें क्या है? उसी पेरेंट के हैं जिससे वो डेवलप हुआ है. Here in sexual reproduction newly developed plants are not identical to parents because it is formed by the fusion of 2 parents. Fine. Here special reproductive parts are not required. Yes, here the reproduction takes place with the help of vegetative parts, isn't it? Flower is the reproductive part of a plant which contains the sexual organs of the plant. Remember the pistil and stem in its flower. Okay. Here examples are yeast, rose, jasmine, corn, papaya, etc. And here we are having lots of options. You can write hibiscus, you can write mustard also. Fine, class. Is that clear, the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction? Okay, move to the next question, class, and next question is sketch the reproductive parts of a flower. ठीक है, अब किसी भी flower के reproductive parts क्या हैं? Female reproductive part is pistil or स्कार्पल, मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट इज स्टैमेन. तो हमें क्या करना है, सिर्फ उनको ड्रॉ करना है और लेबलिंग करना है. जस्ट लुक एट हियर, दिस इज द स्टेमन विच इज द मेल पार्ट. ओके, अब ये स्टेमन में दो पार्ट्स होते हैं. फर्स्ट वन इज एंथर एंड द सेकेंड वन इज फिलामेंट. ओके, और एंथर पे क्या प्रेजेंट होते हैं, पोलन ग्रेन्स. फाइन. अब पिस्टल, pistil is the female reproductive part. Okay, here the swollen part, जो फूला हुआ part है, it is known as ovary, and it continues with a tube-like structure which is known as style, and here it ends with stigma, and inside the ovary ovules are there. Have a look. ठीक है, आपको दोनों ही डायग्राम्स बनाने हैं. ये हमारा बाहर वाला है एंड देन वी आर डूइंग द वर्टिकल सेक्शनिंग ऑफ दिस फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट. देन इट इज लुकिंग लाइक दिस. इज दैट क्लियर एवरीबॉडी? You have to draw stamen as the male reproductive part and pistil as a female reproductive part. Fine, easy hai, you can draw it. Move to the next question class, and next question is explain the difference between self-pollination and cross-pollination. अब self में और cross-pollination में क्या difference है? ठीक है, अब have a look here. It involves the transfer of pollens from stamen to the pistil of the same flower or another flower of the same plant. याद आया? सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन में मैंने आपको ये बताया था कि सेम प्लांट के ऊपर एंथर से स्टिग्मा पर पोलन ग्रेन्स का ट्रांसफर, ठीक है, क्या कहलाता है, सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन. अब बच्चा या तो वो सेम फ्लावर पे हो उसी प्लांट पे, या उसी प्लांट के दूसरे फ्लावर पे हो. फाइन. एंड हियर वी कैन गिव the examples of bisexual flower. It occurs only in bisexual flowers. And here in cross pollination we have to write it involves the transfer of the pollen grains from the stamen to the pistil of a flower of a different plant of the सेम काइंड. यहाँ पर प्लांट दूसरा हो जाएगा. यहाँ पर प्लांट क्या है, सेम होना चाहिए, चाहे फ्लावर दूसरा क्यों ना हो. इज दैट क्लियर? और यहाँ पर क्या है, प्लांट ही दूसरा होगा. एंड इट अकर्स इन बोथ यूनिसेक्सुअल एंड बाइसेक्सुअल फ्लावर्स. The concept of self and cross pollination is clear to everybody. Move to the next question class, and next question is how does the process of fertilization takes place in flowers? It is very easy and interesting one. Students, here we will write when the pollen grains lands on the stigma. ठीक है, stigma female part, pollen grains belongs to male part. Fine. It germinates and give rise to a pollen tube that passes through the style and reaches to the ovary of a pistil. ठीक है, डायग्राम याद है, वो डायग्राम हम यहाँ ड्रॉ करेंगे. ओके. When the pollen tubes reaches an ovule, it releases the male gamete. ठीक है, और जैसे ही मेल गैमेट फीमेल गैमेट के पास आता है, it fuse with it in the ovule, and this process is known as fertilization. The fusion of male and female gamete is known as fertilization. A new structure is formed which is known as zygote. Okay, the cell which is formed after the fusion of male and female gamete is known as zygote. Okay, class 7. Further, this zygote divides several times in order to form the embryo present inside the seed. Yes, and that seed, when get the favorable condition, it grows or it develops into a new plant. And student, that ovule is changed into seed, and that ovary inside which the fertilization takes place, it changes, it develops into फ्रूट. जो हम फ्रूट खाते हैं वो क्या है, ओवरी, और जो उसके अंदर बीज है, इट इज द embryo inside. Is that clear, everybody? Students, just have a look on the diagram. You have to make this diagram. When the stigma receives the pollen grains from anther, ठीक है, ये यहाँ पर आके स्टिक हो जाते हैं, चिपक जाते हैं, बिकॉज इट इज स्टिकी नेचर ऑफ स्टिग्मा. एंड फ्रॉम हियर अब इनको जाना कहाँ है? ओवरी में. टू रीच ओवरी द पोलन ग्रेन्स मेक अ pollen tube, and finally when the pollen tube makes here and the pollen grains reaches here, and here they release the male gamete, and the male gamete fuse with the female gamete, which is the egg present in ovule. Fine. And here fertilization takes place, and finally what develops? A zygote form, and zygote further develop into embryo. Okay, answer is clear to everybody. You have to draw this diagram. Without this diagram your answer is not complete. Fine, class 7. Move to the next question, class. And next question is, describe the various ways by which seeds are dispersed. There are various methods: by wind, by animals, by water, by explosion. Okay, so here we will write seed dispersal occurs by the following agencies. Dispersal by animal, first one. There are many ways by which birds and animals can disperse seed. For example, birds and animals can eat fruits and excrete the seeds away from the parent plant. Yes. और क्या होता है? Some seeds have barbs or other structures that get attached to the animal's body and are carried to new sites. Some fruits have hooks on them which cling to the fur or clothes. हमारे भी कई बार कांटे लगते हैं जब हम जंगल में से निकल के जाते हैं. हमारे कपड़ों पे छोटे छोटे कांटे लगे हुए होते हैं. What are they? They are seeds basically. They are having hooks. And I had given you the example of goat or the cattle. भेड़ बकरियां जब चरने के लिए जाती हैं तो उनकी बालों पे बहुत सारे अलग अलग तरह के कांटे लगे हुए होते हैं. वो हैं क्या? Those are seeds basically. Discuss the next medium, and next agent क्या है? The dispersal by wind. Okay, seeds that get dispersed by wind are usually smaller in size and they have wings or hair-like structures. For example, the winged seeds of drumsticks, hairy fruits of sunflower are dispersed by wind. Okay, अब next discuss करते हैं. Next क्या है? Dispersal by water. Many aquatic plants or the plants that live near the water have seeds that can float and carried away by water. For example, coconut. Coconut can float and dispersed by water. एक जगह से दूसरी जगह कैसे जाता है? पानी से, और वहाँ जाके वो grow करता है. Is that clear? Move to the next one, and next one is dispersal by explosion. सडन जर्क्स लग जाते हैं या फ्रूट मेच्योर हो जाता है, then it rupture itself. Fine. Sometimes the seeds are dispersed by the bursting of fruit with sudden jerks. The seeds get scattered or distributed far from the parent plant. For example, castor and balsam. और castor वाला example I already had explained you कि कहीं पे भी उग जाता है, जिसको हम हिंदी मतलब जो जनरल लैंग्वेज है हमारे यहाँ की, उसमें हम इसको क्या कहते हैं? अरंडी का पेड़. ओके, अब डिस्कस करते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. एंड नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट बेटा? इट इज मैच द फॉलोइंग एंड इजीएस्ट वन. एंड अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग माई सेल्फ दैट डोंट राइट zigzag. सही आंसर को उसके सामने ही लिखो. समझ में आ रहा है? ये एरोज नहीं बनाना है. आई एम मेकिंग एरोज जस्ट टू एक्सप्लेन यू. ओके, बड, आई, fragmentation, wings, spores. Read the column 1 carefully and try to match it with column number 2. Okay, अब bud. अब ये bird आपने किस में देखी है बताओ? You had seen the bird in east, isn't it? अब इधर read करते हैं. Maple, Spirogyra, east, bread mold, potato, rose. Okay, ठीक है. Potato में भी birds होती हैं, but we call them eyes. ठीक है, but here this bird will match with east. Okay, next one, eyes. Yes, eyes will match with potato. Easy one. Okay. Next one is fragmentation. Fragmentation is a type of asexual reproduction in algae, and in Spirogyra we discussed it. Okay, so we have to match fragmentation with Spirogyra. Next one, wings. अब wings किस में होते हैं? हमने डिस्कस किस में किया है? सीड्स में. इसका मतलब these are beneficial for the seed dispersal. So here the wings are present in maple seeds. याद करिए, maple and drumstick seeds. Okay. Next one, spores. Spores को हमने डिस्कस किया था ब्रैड मोल्ड में. फाइन. अब रोज बच गया तो रोज को बचे रहने दीजिए, बाकी सारे मैच हो गए. एंड फाइनली यू हैव टू राइट बट. बट के सामने क्या लिखोगे? ईस्ट. आई के सामने पोटैटो. फ्रेगमेंटेशन के सामने स्पाइरोगायरा. विंग्स मैपल. स्पोर्स ब्रेड मोल्ड. फाइन. क्लियर. Move to the next one, and next one is tick the correct answer. MCQs, multiple choice. The reproductive part of plant is the leaf? No. Stem? No. Root? No. ये तीनों के तीनों क्या हैं? Vegetative part. Reproductive part is only flower. So fourth one is the correct one. Move to the next one, class. The process of fusion of male and female gametes क्या कहते हैं? Fertilization? Yes. Is it pollination? No. Pollination का मतलब क्या होता है? Transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of pistil. Okay. Reproduction is different thing. Seed formation is different thing. So correct answer is fertilization. Okay, class. Move to the next one, and next one is mature ovary forms. Many times I told you mature ovary होती क्या है? It is a seed? No. It is a stamen? No. Is it a pistil or a fruit? It is a fruit. समझ में आ गया? आप जो fruit खाते हो ये क्या है? It is mature ovary. Ripened ovary. Is that clear, everybody? Move to the next one, class, and next one is a spore producing organism is. Yes. Is it rose? No. It is a not the spore producing organism. Brad mold? Yes. Potato? No. Ginger? No. Both are stamps. Fine. So here the brad mold is the correct answer. Move to the next one, class, and next one is bryophyllum can be produced by its stem? No. Leaves? Yes. Roots, flowers? No. The correct answer is leaves. Is it clear to everybody? With this question, students, this chapter completes here. All the question answers of this exercise are complete. So write down in your science notebook or register. Very soon we will meet in another chapter's video. Till then, take care, everybody. Thank you.